My music was once a little too alternative for church, so I took it elsewhere. And no, it's not what you think. So I started gigging in 2017-18 when alternative Christian music wasn't really a thing in Nigeria. So it was bars, cafes, festivals, and other alternative artists that opened their doors to me. And so I showed up with what I had, and it was interesting and strange that people actually listened. Some cried, some talked to me after, and some just looked at me like, but it taught me that as a believer, the room can change, but your message doesn't have to. And my most recent release, Wanderer, was one of the songs that lived in such settings first, along with a bunch of other songs that are still unreleased to this day, unfortunately. But in that season, I found myself asking God, how do I write in such a way that allows people outside to step in? Because I knew for a fact that He wasn't asking me to be mainstream. But since the audience that he had provided me was mostly non Christian, he needed to provide me the words to say to them. My point is, God might not be asking you to lead worship in church, but to meet people that may never find their way to a church, because how will they hear if there is no one to tell them? You simply need to tell your story and tell their stories back to them in the light of God's grace and salvation. And you will find that you're actually telling God's story in the process. Some of you will reach the lost, some of you will reach the wandering, but remember that becoming all things to all men doesn't mean erasing yourself. And if Damilola will not go to the market, you bring the market to Damilola. I will be sharing more writing tips in the future, so gather around, guys.